So actually, I got a question for you because the next one, because you did
Yeah.
after that. So by the way, why did you leave? Like, why did you for the next one?
Yeah. So me and my co-founder just, ultimately decided to go in different directions. And yeah, so I ended up leaving the company and then he continued to lead the company as CEO.
Yeah, the classic co-founder dispute. I've had one of those too, so I know how that feels.
Yeah. I feel like co-founders, it's always like, I think it's rare when you can really have a great partnership last for a really long time. And so it's
Yep.
like, I think a lot of founders end up going their separate ways with their co-founders over time.
Yep.
Sometimes it lasts really long, sometimes it's really short, but I think it's just a natural thing. Sometimes, I don't know, for me, it has been for every single one of my startups. So maybe there's something wrong with me, but it
No,
seems
I don't
normal.
think it's actually funny though, because I have been thinking about this a lot as well. And even with my new startup now, I did something with my co-founder where like I was like, man, last one there was such a crazy, we were not on the same page because I had different expectations, I had different goals personally, right? But like business was
Yeah,
one thing, but also my personal goals, and I felt the same thing with the other founders, right? And it's not that one person was right or other person was wrong or anything like that. I think it was more like we just never talked about it. I think that's the interesting one. So I think even with the new one now, I legit made my co-founder write down every mistake he has made, everything that pisses the shit out of him in startups. I did the same thing, and I'm like,
that's good.
right, and I'm like, we made a company values together where we were like, okay, these are the things that pisses you off, these are the thing that pisses me off, and we'll keep on writing this list. And if that happens, we need to like let each other know because it will happen at some point. Like at some point we will,
Totally.
like it just yeah,
Yeah,
which I
open
think is pretty
communication
interesting.
is like the number one necessary thing to make it work, for sure.
Yeah. I also made a Slack channel where every week we have to talk about one thing that's bothering us, like personally, like deeply, like kind of like being vulnerable with your
Yeah,
partner. Because again, I think at some point
totally.
you're gonna disrupt and you're gonna have resentment for whatever reason. So I know what you mean. I
Yeah, I
felt
totally
that.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like a lot of, second time founders figure that out, unfortunately it's hard to know that going into it
Yeah.
unless you're like really, really smart and educated about how to be a great communicator. But like being vulnerable, like I didn't even learn how important that was until, you know, yeah, like halfway through my second startup. And anyway, these are just things I feel like you learn on the job. And
Yeah.
so it's
No,
hard to really like prevent
I,
these
I,
mistakes. Yeah.
I learned it in Bali, bro.
Yeah.
I had to go on a spiritual journey to figure that
Oh man. Yeah,
out.
totally.
Okay.